Hey, how you guys doing? IVICoX. Yeah, so a friend of mine just put a map for upload, which is it's a great map. And this is my old map. I'm not going to go too much into it, but I was using a calculator and I subtracted the coordinates and I messed up on my just a little bit. And so I started making it, I started doing the circuitry, and then I decided I'll just give it a quick test before I build this huge elevator, which will probably be the biggest one on the Xbox. It has to function though. There's a problem with this in that it's built across a chunk. And I thought my math was right, but it's not. As you can see, my monostable goes through it, and so does my yellow circuit. So I tested this a couple times, and I ended up getting some redstone lock. Um, and then I started getting different timings on this blue circuit, which completely makes this whole build, I can't do it. So I'm kind of tired of that myself, um, and I don't like having to use a calculator every time I want to build something. So I'm going to jump over onto this new world. A friend of mine, Oliver or Broadbent, he made this custom map for me using a couple different programs. It's just incredible. All the chunks are marked out perfectly, which means you know where chunks are. You know the consequences if you build over a chunk and it's laggy. And of course, here's my friend Leggy, Leggy Eclipse. You guys probably you might have seen his channel. Um, he actually does a lot of really cool stuff. Let me give him permissions. Alright, so Leggy had to jump off. There'll be a link in the description to Leggy's channel. You guys should definitely check it out. And you should definitely check out Oliver's channel. He just did a video on this. And it's basically on... He has 4 maps like this. Now this one was kind of my idea. It's something I wanted. Um, but I believe he was already going to do something like it, which was sand and sandstone, which is my 2 favorite materials as far as how it looks. I really like the checker pattern. So these are marked out perfectly. They're exactly 16 by 16 areas. Every chunk is marked. So I won't run into that issue. And I'm not going to have to grab a calculator if I want to do a big project and I put all my redstone on this map. I myself build a lot. And I like to go and look at old projects that I've done, and I might want to take a circuit off of that. I might also want to copy something I've already made. So having it all on one map saves me having to have 6 maps with or 100 maps with one thing on it. So when I start moving all my redstone onto this map, for instance, this is probably going to be my plot over here. Actually, it's going to be over here. This is probably going to be the one I'm going to be doing my main buildings on. No glass, it never rains, incredible map. He just did a great job on modding this. And yeah, I put the paths here, which you guys may or may not want to do, but I like having mine organized into certain areas so that I know. So yeah, this is going to be where I'm going to be putting my material and my builds. I might even just use the center of the map. This might actually be my plot. So this one, I made it go completely around in the center. It's a perfectly marked out path, which means anywhere I build on this is going to be in a chunk. And I can see the chunks visibly. So let's just say I start building and I want to do my bud switch, all my bud switches. I can probably put 2 per area, or maybe even 4, or maybe 1 and 2, 1 in front, 1 in back, and I can see what's what here. And I could just put them all the way across, and then I could skip one to give me some room and some space. And maybe I want to put my doors here. And as long as I keep them within the chunk, I'm not going to have any issues. They'll work perfectly. Everything's going to be cool. On my other map, say I want to use one of these marked out areas for elevator testing. Instead of me having to grab a calculator and add up it, if I was to have been using this map to begin with, when I made that elevator it probably would have been right here, and I would have put the bulk of the circuitry right here. Meaning my monostable would have been here, my yellow circuit would have been here, and then the blue. and everything would have fit in this area. The elevator would work perfect. So that's my new plan, is to basically, move all my redstone onto this map. I did a lot of testing on this, and I don't want to make this video too much longer, but I did want to show you guys, this is something that I like to do with custom maps, is I like to make little skylights here and there just as a show. And what you can do with this map, because it doesn't have any bedrock, is you can just basically blow up the underneath, and you can go right into the void, and you can make a little skylight if you want to, or whatever. You can make it symmetrical, you can make it like an 8x8 area, but your friends, when they come into the map, they're gonna see the void, which is cool. And you can see this is on the Xbox. You can't actually go into the void on the Xbox, but yeah, I mean, I could just basically make this symmetrical. I could make it a 6x6, 9, whatever I want to make it. What would that be here? I would actually need to do this. But you can make little skylights. There's all kinds of cool features to using a map like this. I think I'm going to just make it a 4x4 area. Little 4x4. Grab some sand. And you can see I could just match this all up. The cool thing about this map too, I think, is that this is a kind of a review and also a recommendation. That Oliver did a lot of work on this. Really cool, really great job. And these are all the things that I look for in a custom map, which is I want to be able to see my chunks. I don't want to have to use a calculator. If you're planning on building a lot of redstone, the less animals, as you can tell, animals only spawn on grass, and there's none on this map. It's all a custom map. It never rains. These are all things that I look for in a map, and this one has been done perfect. It's got everything that I'm looking for. And then, of course, as you can see here, I can grab some glass and make a little skylight area, which, your friends would probably trip out over that, They'd go, whoa, how'd you do that, And it just looks cool. If I was doing a tutorial and this was underneath, or maybe if I did some kind of trap door there, a 3x3, I could really make it look cool, and it just looks like you fall straight into nowhere. Anyway, that's pretty much all the time I got. Please go on to Broadbent's channel and comment and let him know that I sent you over there. And if you have a PC and a USB and you know how to get use a game save like this and put it on your Xbox, I definitely recommend this. This is the greatest, I'd say the best Redstone Ready map so far. And the chunks being marked out, and then having 4 maps that come in one download, just a great thing. So anyway, comment, like, and subscribe, and have a good one.